Hi guys, here we go again. Today's video features this for a card, and it's a regular card, 8.5 by 4, 8.5 by 5.5, scored at 4 1/4, and then the mat is, excuse me, 5 1/4 by 4. Then I changed my mind on the strips, but the strips began 1 1/8, the DSP 1 1/8 by 3 1/8, and then the mat is 1 1/4 by 3 1/4. And that's how the girl did it that I watched. But you'll see later that I like a wider mat, so we'll get into that in just a minute when we do another one. Okay? So this is the card we're going to do, and then I just put strips on the inside. And the one we're going to do today has hearts. It's not for Valentine's, but it's for just friendship. So this one I used 2 mats, and so I did a 5 1/4 by 4, and then I did a 3 3/4 by 5. It depends on how much you want to layer. And I use sparkly glitter paper. For this. And then there's a strip that's going across that is 1 by 4. I forgot to say that. The strip that goes across the center is 1 by 4. In this case, it's 1 by 3 3/4 because I used 2 mats. I'll put it right there. So that's what we've got so far. And then the 2 strips, I used 1 by 3s and 1 1/4 by 3 1/4 on these. Because as it turned out, I really like a little wider border. I like the border to show a little bit more than it was. But again, that's just what I like. There's my 2 strips. And then I'm just going to put them, and you can 3D them or you can do them flat. I did 3D. I did mine flat because I 3D'd whatever I put on it, on top of it. Excuse me. And then kind of center this from top to bottom. Whoops. Top to bottom, and then just leave a certain space on the side, and then try to use leave the same space on this side as you did on that one. Top and bottom the same. So there you go. Whoops. And then I'm going to put this on the base card. Like I say, I had Valentine paper, and I thought I could use that in a different way. And so I cut out one of the things from the DSP and put thinking of you. So that could be for any reason, just to say hi. And then this one is the one that I'm going to 3D. Yeah. And then I'll put this in the center. And there's my card. And it does have some sparkle on the paper. That's why I added the glitter paper. I thought it would go really well with this one. So this one was back to just the 1/8 inch showing on here. And also I decided to add a strip in back of the strip that, a mat in back of the strip that goes across. Excuse me. And then that sets it apart from the background. And this one I just used plain cardstock in the background. And I cut part of the paper and put it on my circle instead of a greeting. And then inside I just added a strip. Whoops. This one, I used mushroom paper and got a mushroom image. And I just used cardstock for the strip, going across. And then this one I just had a strip across the bottom because it was left over from on this one. And this, I used that flossed paper, which I really think is pretty. And this one I used cardstock, but I embossed the cardstock for my strip. And again, I made these first, and I just used 1/8 difference in the mats. And the last one, I went to a 1/4 inch difference in the mats and did an ice cream one for a birthday. Added a little sparkly ice cream. And this one is just cardstock strip, the same as my mats. And then I added an ice cream strip and some ice creams in the sentiment on the inside. So I hope you enjoyed that. I hope you give it a try. And thank you again for watching. Have a good weekend. Bye.